Last week we talked about Black Ops 4 being slightly interfered with in terms of a normal update schedule because of the holiday, and being it was New Year's, everybody's getting back into the office, everything was probably pushed back a little bit. But this week, well, the question mark still slightly remains, but we got a slight update to Black Ops 4, but actually as of just a couple of hours ago, Treyarch released some patch notes that realistically also give us a nice little ETA and sort of calendar of events to look out for within Black Ops 4 in the upcoming weeks. So while some of the stuff that I pre-recorded and now have to completely redo is out the way, I like having a lot more information on hand that we can talk about and give you guys some input on within Black Ops 4. So that said, we're gonna break down everything that changed, but also let you know of what's to come within Black Ops 4. So that said, let's jump right into it. So right off the bat, if you jump onto Black Ops 4, you've noticed that you probably don't have to download an update of any sorts. No title update came out today, but if you were on at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and saw that changeover, you were prompted with being booted back to the main menu, simply because there was a playlist update and there was a slight change to what would need to be displayed. It was already installed in the game, it just had to refresh the game so it would show up. However, if you weren't on at that point, well, obviously it boots up as per normally, and you won't have any sort of playlist update, it'll already be applied. But when you take a look at that playlist update, the first thing you'll probably notice is that the first quick menu selection does see a change to the game mode for multiplayer. Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit is back, and that's one that will allow you to go up to a score limit that is doubled for the modes of Kill Confirm, TDM, Domination, and Hardpoint. So Hardpoint is a 500 score limit, Domination is a score limit of 400, and so on and so forth. So these ones are honestly pretty great if you like to grind out tiers within your Contraband stream. This will guarantee you about 15 to 20 minutes of game time, and that actually makes up a decent chunk of it. As you guys know, the comparison for what it equates out to is about 60 minutes per one tier. So every third game, assuming you play it to completion, you'll end up getting one tier out of the way, plus you have your daily tier skips as well. But what I like about the Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit is that you're guaranteed that time of 15 to 20 minutes per match. That's something that I usually recommend for tier grinders Blackout, because assuming you make it to end game, that's about 20 minutes, so therefore, again, it's about a third of a tier per match. You don't spend 5 to 7 minutes in a match, then another 2, 3, 4 searching for a game, so over time you start to see where you get more ground on your tiers compared to just regular TDM game modes or things like that. So while yes, when you play Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit, it is a lot of playtime that's necessary right up front, but over the long haul, that's where you start to see the difference between if you were to play regular TDM or say Endurance Chaos Mosh Pit. But the only other addition in terms of playlist changes was that Mercenary Hardcore Mosh Pit was added in. So for those hardcore players, this was actually teased as of yesterday by the official Treyarch Reddit account in a post talking about teamers and spawn trappers and all that kind of stuff within hardcore. So therefore, you now have the ability to go in and play how you previously could in other core modes with a Mercenary Capture Mosh Pit and things like that. But for Mercenary Hardcore Mosh Pit, you have the game modes of TDM, Kill Confirmed, and Domination, upwards of 5v5 play on the maps of Seaside Sunset, Contraband, Frequency, Payload, Hacienda, Gridlock, pretty much your entire offering of maps within Black Ops 4. Well, save for those DLC maps. Now, enter Blackjack Shop and the Special Orders. This is the only other changes that we saw within Black Ops 4 today as a part of this playlist update. We actually have a lot of things that are repeats, recycled content, if you will, and things that if you missed out on them, you now have the ability to get them again, sure, but for people that were maybe looking for new camos or a new uniform that was really cool to them, or a reactive camo they were hoping for, unfortunately, that's not the case. There's not really much of anything new, at least to my knowledge here with this. I feel like I've seen everything in Blackjack Shop and the Special Orders so far for this week in some area, but that kind of stuff will then grant you the D-Day Reactive Camo for the MOG 12, but if you end up having gold on any of your other weapons, of course, with the Reactive Camo changes, you now have the ability to put that D-Day Camo on any weapon so long as you have that prerequisite of the weapon being gold. You now have the Supernova Firebreak uniform outfit coming back. That one's honestly pretty cool. I didn't take advantage of that one when I had a few extra COD points left over, so that one's back there for anybody that may have missed it. The Rocketbox weapon camo is back, that's available, and is a camo that you can place on any weapon, no matter if you have it gold or not. It is just a regular camo, not like the reactives. You have some war pants, and then of course you have your daily items, the calling card, and the tag. And then also in the Special Orders, you have the Carpet Python crash skin, but also one that you guys may be interested in if you missed out on the first time is the Valkyrie items are back as well. So for that, you'd end up getting the Ruin theme of Valhalla, and that's one that's honestly pretty cool. I think that's actually locked behind the first tier. You have to unlock that. I don't know if it's granted immediately. Then you get a bunch of calling cards, which honestly, I don't care about. And then finally, the last thing you end up getting through those 8 tiers once you grind out those items, the Valkyrie Mastercraft for the Paladin HB50. Now, this one's really cool, honestly. I think that it's an awesome skin. The one thing that I don't like about this Mastercraft, though, is that it changes your default scope. I'm honestly a very simple man when it comes to snipers. I like the pinpoint red dot with it, so whenever it ends up adding in a sword of some sorts for your red dot, I kind of feel like that just throws me personally off. You guys may totally adjust to it perfectly fine, but that's one thing that I did notice whenever I was playing around with it for the first time a couple of weeks back at this point. But that said, that is your content that did update here with Black Ops 4, and it was a bit on the smaller end, no doubt, but that's also where we enter into the big bombshells that Treyarch dropped over on Reddit in some patch notes and sort of, again, a roadmap for what's to come. And not only January, but also a look ahead, even possibly a little further, at what we might see for extensions of other content. Entering our Reddit post entitled January 8th Update, they give us a brief little description right up front before detailing everything in full about how mastery camos are coming in Zombies and Blackout, more features are coming to Zombies, improved looting for Blackout on consoles is coming, and a little bit of information on League play, which we'll talk about that in a second, but it's also maybe not what everybody might think it will be. So starting at this list, going down just in sequential order, let's start out with mastery camos in Zombies and Blackout. So for those guys that were looking forward to camos, using those in Blackout, we also saw that whenever this was finally introduced, there were a few camos that were missing for those that were interested in using them. More specifically, gold, diamond, and dark matter. And we kind of wondered as to why, but with that also kind of happening, you only were able to use your reactive camos for the respective weapons because you couldn't use that prerequisite of the reactive camo and multiplayer change-up where you had to have gold, and then if you had that, you could use reactive camos on any weapon that was gold. But that sort of thing out of the way, we kind of got a little bit of an understanding as to why. Treyarch mentioned they wanted this to represent your accomplishments within each respective mode, and so therefore, it came down to Treyarch's explanation that they have a feature coming that is supporting these camos in all modes, but also while preserving what those camos represent, more so the achievement level of what they end up having, those bragging rights actually if you end up getting them. So this feature was something a little bit delayed and therefore kind of pulled back why you couldn't use gold, diamond, and dark matter in Blackout, and is that reasoning for the delay of it. So Treyarch went on to say that they're building out mastery camo progression systems in both Zombies and Blackout that have unique custom-tailored challenges that will represent that players have completed challenges designed for the modes where they are equipped. So that said, we are going to be seeing some stuff in Zombies, which was missing from launch, but then we also will see Blackout camos finally coming within Black Ops 4, if I'm reading this correctly. If I'm interpreting it as what I think it is, that's awesome. I'm excited for that, and I'm super stoked. We saw this again going all the way back to pre-release content. There was a tab in the camo selection that had Blackout camos listed, but none were actually brand new. They were all sort of placeholders from Black Ops 3's Black Market camo selection. Now, these mastery camos for both Blackout and Zombies are supposedly going to be coming in late January, so I'm not expecting it to come as of next week, but probably the week after that, or maybe right there at literally at the tail end of January. So that's something to look forward to, and I'm very stoked for that one. Zombies features have some cool stuff coming up. One thing that they did say was there's going to be, of course, a lot of content coming throughout the season pass, but they're also going to be adding in content such as the way of gauntlets, a brand new thing launching firstly on Voyage of Despair, and also the addition of 3 new elixirs on PlayStation 4, with balancing to existing elixirs coming as well. Plus, they said as of next week, there's a very important date of 115 coming up, so to be on a lookout for some Zombies surprises there as well. Definitely some cool things coming for Zombies fans in particular. Additionally, looting and Blackout was something that is confirmed to be coming as of next week's 1.11 update, so we are going to be getting that title update that we've been looking out for quite some time, officially as of next Tuesday, which makes it not only the longest dry spell we've had in any title update for Black Ops 4 thus far, but also some substantial stuff coming next week as well for that halfway mark of absolute zero. But David Vonderhaar tweeted this stash and looting redesign already, so we know a little bit about what it's going to look like. Whether or not it's the final product, they were in debate of 2 rows of 5 or 3 rows of 5, but that'll be coming as of next week. And finally, the last thing that was detailed as a future roadmap of things to look out for is League play. They ended up mentioning that League play would be coming as of early 2019, but they finally gave us a little more precise of an answer, but still not pinpoint, of the end of January. Now, it's going to be working a little bit differently because it's not going to be a competitive ladder that's there all the time. Instead, it's going to be in event bursts. So they're not going to be something in which you can access 24/7, but it's going to be trying to operate relatively in conjunction with the CWL. So these events are generally going to be spanning weekends or 3-day periods. In between those events for League play events, there will be scrims running as an unranked playlist, using CWL rules so that teams can sharpen their skills before competition, and both League Play and Scrims will use skill-based matchmakings, so it's kind of like League Play will be there in a sense how we knew it previously, but it won't count in the same seasons that we saw, say, in Black Ops 2. Instead, it's going to be unranked up until these events kick in, but then you'll have small bursts of when this ladder will be ranked. So it's an interesting way, and I'm curious to see how exactly this works out and how people will take this, but it is going to be something very different compared to what we saw in Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. So definitely interesting to hear about, but that's going to be coming at the end of January. Again, maybe the very tail end, but we'll see how that works out. But regardless, a lot of information came out of these patch notes, but not necessarily a lot came in today's update. So that said, a kind of seesaw counterbalance back and forth here of information coming up to look out for, but also minimal stuff added into the game this week. But that's where we're gonna wrap it up. I wanted to get you guys this information as soon as possible so you're in the know and completely in the loop with everything Black Ops 4, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Were you hoping for a little bit more out of the content actually added into Black Ops 4, or are you guys looking forward to anything in particular within this upcoming roadmap of not only January, but potentially even a little further? Are you looking forward to Mastery Camos in Zombies and Blackout, improved looting in Blackout, or maybe just League Play? Whatever it is, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but hopefully enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, multiplayer, Blackout, Zombies. We got you covered the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. We got you covered the best of all that. So if any of it interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever that may be, link is down there in the description below to both those. But let's send it out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Mine is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.